Hey, good morning, my people. What's up? Hope and trust that all is going good with you. Today is the last day of May, the 31st day of May, 2026. Hurricane season starts tomorrow, my people. The time right now is 8:38 a.m. Yes, the hurricane season starts tomorrow. And let me just encourage one and all to begin to, clean up around your area, make the preparation that you have to make for the hurricane season. We don't know what's going to happen. Forecasts are made, but God decide what you can do with the weather, how your weather will run. So let us not be found in a state of wanting should something occur. Let us begin to prepare, get ourselves prepared and ready ahead of time so that in the event anything happens, it's just a little, nicks and knacks, little things to finish up, and then that's it. All it will be completed in its totality. So keep that in mind, my people. Hurricane season is here. We know what it's like. We hope and pray that nothing happens. We need some rain. If we get some rain, that's good. Not too much rain to cause flooding and kind of stuff. But we need some rain. Wind we can do without. So let us prepare ourselves, my people. This morning, as I was going through the paper, I came up on a cutout in the Antigua newsroom, on the Antigua newsroom webpage of the Prime Minister speaking to the proposal of these Caribbean countries, or the plan for these Caribbean countries to accept third-party citizens from the United States. A few days ago, when I heard of that some had reached St. Kitts, I did a video and I indicated, well, we have heard nothing in Antigua. What's happening here? I was heartened to hear the Prime Minister speak to it yesterday on his program. And according to him, the United States seemingly wants us to accept up to 120 deportees. If I know America good enough, then I want us to accept even more than that. And he's of the opinion that we ought not to go to those numbers because it would affect our situation here. And I agree with him totally. If I was the head of state, I would not be accepting none at all. And that doesn't mean I'm not friendly with the United States, but no, I'm not doing that to my people. I'm not doing that to my people. As Mr. Robert Josiah, my former manager, State Insurance, used to say, of all my mother's children, I love myself the most. So I wasn't going to be taking none at all. But Prime Minister said that's what they would have proposed to America. Um, he said that they're looking for persons who have travel documents. The due diligence ought to be done on them by the United States, passed over to us. He said he didn't hear anything about no monies as to who's going to be responsible for settling them. You know what I mean? We had that discussion some time ago that when you hear people talking about that, we know America no want to take on those things. And he would have asked the chancellor of the Guyanese University, and that's what I want to say. I don't want to say ambassador. The chancellor of the Guyanese University to follow up on what is happening from the State Department because we had not heard nothing having indicated to America what our position was. So let us wait and see what happens there. But I am agreeing with the Prime Minister on this one, even though, as I said, I wouldn't accept none at all. Um, we ought to look at what can have a negative impact on our communities and on our people and not go down that road. So I agree with the Prime Minister on this issue. Talking about security, and I don't like to conflate issues, but talking about security, I read, might have been Thursday after cabinet, on the Antigua newsroom where it says police begin installing more than 200 surveillance cameras across Antigua and Barbuda. And I want to commend the government again on that, so that they have begun the process. This is something that should have been done years ago, as far as I'm concerned. If I'm not mistaken, during the UPP time, they had installed some cameras, and the present government might have just allowed that to just fall in its face. So now we're starting over again from scratch. Um, they did not indicate, they being the cabinet government, did not indicate when the program should be finished. If I'm not mistaken, I think it says official did not disclose the exact locations where the cameras are being installed or provide a timeline for completion of the full deployment of the program. I don't expect them for operational reasons to necessarily say to the public the exact locations of these cameras. Um, And I can also understand them not giving the public a direct timeline. But I would hope and I would want a voice for those who are responsible to know that this program, the installation of these cameras, ought to be top priority. They ought to be top priority. And the public should be given some updates in a general way. Um, as we go down the line so that we know what's happening in terms of crime prevention or tracking crime in this our fair state. But I also am heartened to hear about this program. It should have been done long ago, again, as I said. How do you have a situation occurring on Long Bay, from what I heard, and there is no footage going into or coming out of Willie Keys when it's one way in and one way out, unless you're gonna take a boat, come out. How does that work? Just to show the importance of the camera, the footage that it can um it can give to investigators. And if it's being monitored in real time, persons could be deployed to trouble, quote unquote, trouble areas when things are observed, you know? So this is a very important program. And again, I accept that the public will not be told everything for operational purposes, but Mr. Prime Minister, the minister responsible for the police, the commissioner of police, Melford Nicholas, because I think I hear this is going through what position Melford have? Communications. No, not communications. ICT minister. That's it. ICT minister. Um, all those persons who are involved, y'all need to understand that this is a priority and ought to be dealt with on that basis. I mean, there's little that I see come before protection of our country and protection of our communities as it relates to crime. So let me just say, I'm glad to know that these things are going on. We'll wait to hear further updates from the Prime Minister in relation to citizens from third countries coming to our shores. Um, I don't see why they, well, let me just leave it at that. Let's wait and see how the updates go on that. And I do hope and trust that the program of installing these surveillance cameras will be given the priority that it ought to get to give further assistance to the security agencies, the police and others who might be involved. Maximum leverage in solving, tracking, and preventing crimes. Take care, my people, until we come together again. Bless up yourself.